So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you guys should be doing your introduction. So they say that first impressions matter, and that's very important in your DECA roleplays. Those first few moments really help to set a lasting impression that will be with the judge throughout your entire roleplay. And so in order to help you guys get better at your introductions, in this video, we're going to be talking about your body language, how you can integrate yourself into the roleplay, and how you can make your roadmap be as best as it can be. So, one of the most important parts of your body language is the handshake. We learned this in the Curtis Haley training, but your handshake is really the first contact that you have with your judge, and it's very important that you get it right. There's three kinds of ways that you can do a handshake wrong. There's the Barbie, where it's too weak, there's the Arnold, where it's way too strong, and the Oprah, where you bring in the second hand, and then that's all just weird. So when you're trying to make a good handshake, there's two important parts. First, there's web-to-web contact between your hand and your judge's hand. And second, you want your handshake to be warm, like a nice cup of hot cocoa. So the next important part of your body language is the rest of your posture. As you can see, when I'm sitting here on this couch, I'm not exactly acting business professional. I'm slouching, and it doesn't look like I'm ready to be in an interview or in a roleplay or whatever it is. Instead, when you're looking at it, when you're inside of a roleplay, it's important for you to be sitting with good posture. So, like Curtis said in his training, you want to be sitting on the front 3 inches of your seat, and that naturally makes your spine straight, and that way you're sitting up business professional. It's also important that you have good positioning for your hands. When you're not using them, it's good for you to either keep them on the desk or here in your lap. So when you're moving your hands, it's important for your hand movements to be purposeful. You can't just be fidgeting around with something with your papers. Instead, you want to be using gestures that are helping to add to whatever you're saying. And that way, they're not a distraction, but rather they're helping you. So the third part of this is making sure that you are remaining professional throughout your entire roleplay. This means that you're not breaking character, you're not fidgeting around with your leg, switching from putting it up on your other leg to keeping them both flat on the ground, and making sure that you are being consistent throughout the entire roleplay with the body language that you are presenting to your judge. So next we're going to be talking about how to integrate yourself into the roleplay. To us officers, there's 3 main parts to this. First, there's a position, and starting to act the part of who you're supposed to be in the roleplay. Second off, you have the transition, where you're starting to make the roleplay come to life and have the purpose of the person that you're supposed to be. And third, there is the roadmap, where you're starting to talk about the PIs that are in the roleplay and making that integrate well with the situation of the roleplay. Next, we're going to be talking about how you can integrate yourselves into the roleplay. In our minds, there's 2 main components to this. There's the position, where you're acting the part that you're supposed to be, and there's a purpose, the reason why you're talking to the judge. So first, we're going to talk about the position. So whether you are a marketing analyst, you're interviewing as a financial analyst, or you're talking to a new hire like you are in this roleplay, it's very important for you to be acting who you're supposed to be the entire time during all moments when you're talking to the judge. Even though you are a student, you are a competitor in DECA, it's important for you to maintain throughout the entirety of the roleplay that you are actually the person that it says you are in the roleplay, that you are a marketing analyst, that you are interviewing a position. By doing so, you bring a sense of authenticity into the roleplay that a lot of other competitors aren't going to be. So next we're going to be talking about the purpose of your roleplay. So in every single roleplay, when you're reading it and when you're making your notes for when you're talking to the judge, you are always going to be able to find a line that gives you a sense of purpose, the reason why you're talking to the judge. In the case of this roleplay, the judge wants to understand what the importance of having positive relationships with your tourists are. You're going to be able to find a similar line in every single roleplay that you do, and if you keep that purpose in mind throughout the entirety of the roleplay, you're going to be able to have a roleplay that's a lot more authentic and a lot more natural. It'll seem like it's actually something that could happen in a business environment. And so if you focus on that purpose, especially during your introduction, you're going to make things come alive during your roleplay. So next we're going to be talking about how you can make your roadmap feel more natural. It's obviously going to be a little bit awkward if you just say, okay, I'm going to be talking about the importance of a customer service mindset and how I can develop rapport with customers. If you just list off the PIs like that, it's not very natural to the judge, and it seems like you actually are a competitor rather than the person that you're supposed to be in the roleplay. Instead, what you guys can be doing in your roleplays is you can spruce up your PIs with some information added about the scenario itself. So for example, you're going to see in the roleplay here how Haley is able to talk about how having a good rapport with customers is helping the SS Meteor be a better business. And so by adding in those additional details into your PIs rather than simply just making them a list, you are able to make your roleplay feel more natural and flow a lot better.
Hi, my name is Haley Haas. I'm a tour guide here at the SS Mentor. May I take a seat?
Yes.
Great. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for meeting me today. I'm really excited that we have new tour guides coming aboard our business. And I'm really excited to talk about what it might mean in the future with regard to customer service relations and making sure that we continue to promote the best possible image for the SS Meteor that we can. With that said, I think customer service is a really, really important part of any business, specifically when a business has such a specific role within customer service relations. Tour guides are constantly dealing with customers, and along with that, there are a couple key components to our business that I want to make sure that we talk about and discuss moving forward with your employment. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Great. So there are four main things that I'd like to talk about pertaining to customer service. The first of these is what exactly customer service is. Like I said, because the SS Meteor is such a service-centric business, we want to make sure that everybody's on the same page regarding what exactly customer service is. Next, how to develop rapport with customers. Again, we want to make sure that we are continually doing that so that our company maintains that positive image, as well as specifically with regard to customer service, making sure that if customers have questions while you're guiding them, if they have questions before they board the ship, things like that, they were constantly there to answer their questions and maintain that positive customer service relationship. And finally, emphasizing how customer-employee performance can really tie together. So along with that, our employees are a really big part of reinforcing our brand image, making sure that we're making sure to reinforce exactly who we are, that we are a great company, and that we're always there to answer any questions should anybody have any.
In this video, we've talked about how you can use your body language effectively, how you can integrate yourself into the roleplay, and how you can make your roadmap the best that it can be. And so, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about, or if you have any suggestions about how we can make these videos better for the future, please feel free to talk to any of your officers on any of that. Thanks, you guys.